Iran has backed out of the Israel-Hamas war militarily. Iran government say they will only offer support to Hamas when it comes to political structure, that they will not offer weapons, ammunition, and also will not get involved in the war. Earlier, Hamas had called on Iran to join them to fight against Israel, and Iran has also given a green light to that effect, but because of so much pressure and because of the dynamics now in the field, Iran has backed out. Iran has also called on Hamas officials to stop calling them to interfere militarily into the war between Hamas and Israel, because Iran fear that getting into this war will worsen the situation and also will make things difficult for them at the international level. Earlier, Iran president had called on Arab countries to boycott Israel and also to declare Israel military a terrorist state. However, in the meeting in Saudi Arabia, the Arab nations were divided, with some not even being able to condemn Israel, despite the fact that more than 11,000 children have been killed and also more than 22,000 people have been badly injured, and also the fact that more than 3,000 homes have been destroyed as we speak, and Israel continues its bombardment. But most of these Arab nations failed to come together to actually condemn the killing of civilians in Gaza. I want you to watch this video.
All right, for weeks now, Hamas has been urging nations in West Asia to intervene against Israel's strikes in Gaza. It has been looking keenly at Lebanon, where Hassan Nasrallah leads the Hezbollah outfit. And it has been looking at Iran as well, that has publicly been issuing threats against Israel. But all of that, it changes now. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has reportedly told Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh that Tehran would not join the war against Israel, while communicating that this to the Hamas leadership earlier this month. It is being reported that this position was taken given Iran was not given any prior notice of the devastating terror onslaught of October 7th. Now, news agency Reuters has reported this development based on interviews with 3 senior officials in Iran. It marks a stark contrast to the earlier comments which have come in from the Iranian leadership towards Israel. Iran, meanwhile, maintains that it would continue to offer political support to Hamas. The Iranian leader also reportedly asked Haniyeh to silence those voices in Hamas calling for Iran and its ally in Lebanon, Hezbollah, to directly join the war against Israel in full force. The report claims Hezbollah was also caught off guard by the massacre. Since the conflict began, there have been a string of attacks on US forces in Iraq and Syria, as well as almost daily exchanges of fire across the Israel-Lebanon border between Hezbollah and the Israeli Defense Forces. But Hezbollah has now refrained from launching a full-scale campaign. Last week, an extraordinary meeting of the Islamic Arab bloc nations was held in Riyadh, while Iran's President Ibrahim Raisi made a strong pitch for taking concrete diplomatic actions against Israel, and other members of the group reportedly refused to take any measures that would discipline Israel. So far, Arab nations have refrained from directly getting involved, even as citizens carry out wide-scale protests against growing civilian casualties in the Gaza Strip. Now, in fact, Qatar, one of the key members of the bloc, has been at the center stage of negotiating a deal over the release of hostages held by Hamas. After years of friction with regional counterweights in the West Asian region, Iran recently entered into an agreement with Saudi Arabia, a deal brokered by China. And with China itself looking to mend ties with the US and the West, Iran has perhaps decided against its policy of walking alone, at least when it comes to maintaining a close relationship with Hamas.